Hey guys, welcome back to SB Basic. Looks like 2020 is starting off with a big bang because we got another winter system hitting us here, and we are just gearing up and tying up more lines, just making sure that we don't have to deal with any surge. But it's blowing about 30 knots right now, and it's supposed to build to about 45 later tonight. This should be interesting. Luckily though, there's no rain, so that's pretty good. How's it looking?
Good so far. I know this is overkill, but you know what? I'd rather put out an extra few lines just to make sure.
Hello, winter in Washington, right?
Here we are strapping ourselves to the dock, but all the other fishermen came down and got their boats secured as well. So they must be seeing the same forecast I am. So we'll hunker down tonight and ride this one out. Okay, it's humping out here now. It's only about 6 o'clock. It's probably sustaining 35s. Close to 40 right now, and it's popping in close to 50, I would think. It's hard to stand on the deck right now, but we're riding pretty solid. Well, it's the next morning. I thought I was gonna sleep well. I didn't. Just hail and rain and wind all night long. I mean, look at this. Okay, another gale today. We've actually moved slips over to this position here. With this gale blowing in, Marina needed room for all these crab boats to come in. They didn't want us being in the way. It's only supposed to get worse today. It's ugly out here. Okay, this storm hit us with a punch last night. Blowing force 10 out here right now. It was a rough night. I really had to put some extra lines out because we were getting so close over here. I did everything I could to just pull the boat forward in the middle of the night. This is going to keep up for the next, geez, at least the next 10 hours. Oh crap. A boat went down over here. I better call that in. It's ugly out here. Grays Harbor Coast Guard. Grays Harbor Coast Guard. Grays Harbor Coast Guard. This is sailing vessel basic. Over. Okay, I quickly placed a radio call into the Coast Guard. They came out in a snap. They're just located a couple docks down. They're going to check the situation out. Okay, it's getting violent out here. Jesus. You know, we're still holding pretty good. I had to turn around because hail is pelting me in the face at 50 miles an hour. Jeez. Let me hang on here. To die down in a couple hours here. This has got to be blowing mid-50s, gusting to 60. Has to be. I'll check it on the weather station here in a second. Okay, head back in. Okay, it's the next day. You know what's crazy out here when you gotta get geared up just to check your lines on the dock. Absolutely crazy. Look at this. Okay, everything looks good. I'm gonna head inside. Whew.
These past few days have been brutal. It's been really windy, especially at night. Why does it always get really windy at night? And none of us have really gotten real sleep. Just because Teal's going up every couple of hours just to check the lines. We're in a slip that is not quite large enough for us. We need probably another, I'd have to say 5 to 10 feet. But because he's going out and checking the lines all the time, and needless to say, it's not comfortable just to get up every couple hours and making sure that everything is good. But it's an adventure. Teal's out there right now checking the lines. How'd it go?
It looks real good, actually. It's only blowing like 45 now. So
you notice that Teal's wearing a life jacket.
Well, yeah.
It's not that bad, right? Or is it blowing pretty hard?
No, it's doing much better. About 40, 45, I would say, outside. But it feels much better.
That's much better than last night. Last night it was like 63.
Yeah, today we hit 60 once, but I think we'll sleep well. Okay. Let's get some rest. Good morning. I actually slept pretty good last night. Wind died off at about 1 or 2 in the morning, and it got down to just about 10-15 knots all night. Got up this morning, started assessing all the little nicks and scars and battle wounds that we got from this little storm. Nothing too major, just a couple of scuffs in the paint. We'll be able to fix those up when the weather gets a little nicer. Show you what I'm talking about. Everywhere where a line had to rub near the boat, I zip tie a towel on it just in case. But this one actually wore through a towel. I had another line coming over here, wore through the towel here. I know I need rub strakes in areas of this boat, but every dock's a little different. It's impossible to put a rub strake down this whole side. So this was kind of an isolated situation. Winds were pretty severe. I'll touch those up when weather gets a little better. Meantime, I get to stare at it every day. Oh well. Nice calm day compared to the last few days here. So we'll be able to get some projects done today and gear up for the next one. Looks like in another day we're gonna hit even worse winds. But the good news is, instead of from this direction that is pushing us into the dock, it's gonna be coming out of this direction. And I'm in the lee of this big fishing boat, and it's gonna be pushing us away from the dock. So it should be a much more comfortable ride on the dock, and a much more comfortable ride in my mind. Just knowing that, I mean, we had all that force, if you think about it, trying to torque our boat. I mean, we're basically a box, and we're tying up on one side here. So think about all this force pushing this hull into these pilings. At times we're getting pretty close, but now that the wind's cut down and it's not stretching all those dock lines, well, we're sitting pretty good. I think I'll leave the boat here because the next wind is going to be pushing us the opposite direction. So let's get inside and get some projects done.
Okay, we know we've been here a lot longer than we anticipated. So we got to get creative on ways to entertain ourselves while we're waiting for a good weather window. What better way to have fun is to swap roles. I suggested to Teal that for one day I'm going to do all of his projects and he's going to do all the cooking. So this should be really interesting. I mean, really, how hard can it be to drill a couple holes on the boat? He makes it look so easy. So I've watched him for years and I've assisted, so I think that I'll do pretty good. For my project, I've decided to tackle an area that Teal hasn't gotten to yet, and that is another USB charging station. We have them scattered all throughout our boat, but with the exception of the media. This area is something that Emma and I are usually camped out at doing schoolwork and other projects. So it's nice to be able to plug in, and also it's a really dark area, so we can use our USB lights as well when we're not charging. But this is something that I've been wanting for a while, and I think I have everything. We have our USB chargers, we have our wire, we have our connectors, and all the tools that is needed for this project. The first thing I did was figure out where I'm going to be placing this, and I figured having it centered works best. So I already put out a piece of tape and measured it up and found my center. So these are both ready to be drilled. Now the rule is I have to double check my hole saw to make sure that it matches up to our charger before we drill. And we use these Blue Sea Systems USB chargers, which we really love. It's a 2.1 charger. So let's get going on the measuring. Got Teal's trusty calipers. And it is 1.11, and the hole saw that I think that we've used before is 1.22. So this gives me a little wiggle room so this to make sure that this thing goes in perfectly. So before I get started, I opened up both of these pods so then I can put a bowl underneath to catch any debris. I did a pilot hole to start out with, and then I removed the tape. Now I can drill the hole through. I think I'm doing pretty good. So far, so good. It's pretty smooth going. I'm going to attach these in and secure them before we start the electrical end. All that's left is to put the decorative trim plate on there, and we're using a stainless steel number 6 square head screw, 1/2 inch, so it doesn't go through all the way. So a lot of people are intimidated by electrical on the boat, but believe it or not, I'm not. After all these years of watching Teal and helping him, I'm not scared of it because I understand our system. Instead of stringing everything back to the main panel, he has placed all these sub panels all throughout the boat, so I can switch something off on the main and I can work on whatever it is I'm working on, and the rest of the system is live. So for this project, we just need 2 short runs, and the 16-2 will work perfectly. We always use marine grade wire, and we love using the Anchor brand. What I'm doing now is I'm making the first connections outside of where I'm running it through. That way it is much easier than being in those tight little areas and doing both connections. Also, I can string this out, cut it to length, and it cuts down on waste. Okay, these look pretty good to me. I feel good. So let's start pulling wires. Here's the sub panel that we're going to be using. I'm going to make that first connection into this underneath the fan. So all I have to do is string this through to the furthest USB charger to make that first connection. This last one was so short that I was able to make this outside of this little compartment. Looks like little jumpers. And it's perfect because it's getting really dark and I get to put my new lights in today. Okay, I'm making the last connection. We're going to use 3 amp fuses, and then we'll make the label, and then we are live. My project is complete, and I think I did a pretty good job. Plus, the lights work perfectly.
So Lynn did an awesome job on her project. And for my end of the deal, I am preparing dinner tonight. And I'm going to do something a little special. It's something that brings me back to my childhood, something my grandfather used to make. And it's razor clam fritters. I haven't had them in 40 years, and I'm looking forward to it. I don't think Lynn or Emma have ever even tasted a razor clam, so this will be a treat for all of us. And besides that, we're sitting in Westport. The beaches from here south into Oregon are some of the best razor clam digging areas on the planet. So this should be a treat. Now, the galley is not my domain, and I feel a little uncomfortable in here. I know Lynn makes it look easy, so I'm just gonna try to remember how she does things, how she chops, how she cooks, how she slices. Oh, first thing she always does, I know this for a fact, so it must help. Pour a glass of wine. She says it makes everything taste better. So let's get going. Okay, I'm not crystal clear on my grandfather's recipe, but I've watched Lynn make her crab cakes enough that I think I can handle this. I'm going to start with a full pound of razor clams, scallions, an egg for binding, panko, and I think I'm going to do potato wedges. I think that would be delicious with the meal. Maybe a little green salad on the side. That should keep everyone happy. Okay, I'm going to start by dicing up these beautiful razor clams and the vegetables. Should go pretty quick. Need to be dicing these into 1/4 inch pieces. I don't want them too small and I don't want them too big, so we'll see how I do. Okay, I got a nice chop on that. That was a full pound of razor clams. It's about 9 or 10 razor clams per pound. They're a pretty good size. Now I'm gonna mince up the garlic and slice the scallions. Okay, we're almost done. I'm gonna add a little salt, not much. Fresh ground pepper. Just a squeeze of lemon. Ooh. Okay, here is 1 egg to help bind this together. Okay, now we're just going to start mixing this together. This smells amazing. Just like fresh ocean air. Take that, Julia Childs. Okay, start adding a little panko at a time here. Stir this in. Just like adding filler to my epoxy, we're gonna hit that sweet spot where that texture is just perfect. You mix up a little batter and just add a little bit of batter until I get the right texture so I can form it into nice patties. Oh, this could be delicious. Just a touch more. And I think we're set. Oh yeah. Grandpa would be proud. Okay, that little batter just made the consistency perfect to make nice little patties. I'm going to refrigerate this for a couple hours. It's a little early for dinner still. Right before dinner, I'll pull these out and start frying these up. I think it's going to be delicious.
On stormy days like this, we can't take Compass out for a walk because he will fly right off the dock. So I thought of some pretty creative ways to keep him exercised and keep me entertained. It's really funny. Sit, shake, down, roll over, good boy, down, down, bang, up and walk, up and walk, sit. Good boy. Did I mention that Compass loves his vegetables? I do when he wears me out and I need a little break. It seems kind of mean, but it's funny and it tires him out.
Look at this spread.
Woo.
I tried.
You did very good.
And your lights? Look at this.
I know. I think we did pretty good.
Yep.
Well, those look good. Let's see if these taste good.
I'm sure it tastes good.
Okay, I gotta try one. It's been too long. And I have to admit, this is gonna go great with your homemade tartar sauce. Not bad.
So, Emma, what do you think?
It's delicious.
Really? Nice.
So, husband, that was fun.
It was fun. Do we want to do it again?
No. I want my galley back.
And I want my projects back.
We made it look so easy, taking on each other's jobs, but it wasn't.
We struggled a bit.
Just a little bit. That looks about right.
Shallots.
Those are green onions or scallions.
Okay, I'll do that again.
Yeah. Nope. Back. There.
This is huge.
Cute little. These cute little screws. Look at how small they are.
Hold on, cute.
It is cute.
Okay, stop.
You missed that one right there.
This one? Oh, no, nope. Nope, nope, nope. Yep. Still. You got so much.
What are you doing?
You got lint all over
Who
you.
cares? No. You smash it first, and then you slice it. No. I can't do it that way. It's just too weird.
Now I'm gonna mince up the garlic and the shallots.
Scallions.
Scallions. Sorry.
Ha! Jeez. And I think this is the right one that Teal uses all the time. Apparently I'm supposed to be using calipers.
I used all lemon juice in there. This is all.
Put it into the batter mix?
You know I did.
It's like within 1/4 of an inch.
I'll just put this in. There's no room.
So, this should be good. There's electrical, there's... You need to stop! This is driving Teal mad. Well, you know, the good thing about cooking is there's no such thing as mistakes, right? And then this one. No! You don't smash those. Project. God. Talk about OCD.
Perfect. I think this is gonna work.
It's like glue. It's not going. I didn't go far enough.
Which one I do?
Well, I don't have very strong fingers.
Just like that.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of Onboard Lifestyle. If you liked it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It was really funny watching my parents try to entertain themselves in the stormy weather, my dad cooking and my mom doing a project, and I think Compass had some fun too. Anyways guys, come back next week to see another cool new video. See you then!